Hey, okay, so we're in part 2 and we're still fighting some monsters. Slime. Cool. It's gonna take me a while, but you know. Since I'm grinding, and I kind of hinted at talking about it in the first video, but I didn't talk about it. I am calling the game Dragon Quest because it is the first game in the Dragon Quest series. Obviously, it originally came out on NES. I'm playing it on Game Boy Color. And also why there's a difference, like why it was called Dragon Warrior and not Dragon Quest when it was released in America. But the later games were called Dragon Quest. Well, the game was always called Dragon Quest in Japan. And when it was brought to America, it was called Dragon... There's a couple different stories. I'm telling you the only one that's actually true. It was called Dragon Warrior because the company TSR had a pen and paper RPG called Dragon Quest, which is sort of like a toned-down version of Dungeons and Dragons. And they had the trademark, so Enix couldn't call it Dragon Quest. So they called it Dragon Warrior, and that goes for Dragon Warrior 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the NES. 5 and 6 didn't come out here, but 7, we had a Dragon Warrior 7, which is Dragon Quest 7 on the PlayStation. And also the first 3 games on Game Boy Color, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, which is the card I'm playing, and Dragon Warrior 3, which is Dragon Quest 3. But then after that, the trademark lapsed, and Enix, who is now Square Enix, got a hold of it, and they were able to get that. But I refer to it as Dragon Quest just for simplicity's sake, because, that's what it is, and I do want to show that this is connected to the later games that, some of the younger RPG fans might be more familiar with, like, Dragon Quest 9 on the, oh, don't do that, on the Game Boy, not the Game Boy, the DS. And, plus I prefer the Dragon Quest as a name over Dragon Warrior, so there you go. Another thing is, why am I playing it on the Game Boy Color? Because I'm sure I'll get that question. I'm playing it on the Game Boy Color because it's the remake version and it's a little more polished. It's pretty much the same exact game, but like, for example, like to just hit the button and search is better than having to hit the button, bring up a menu, and then select search. And you'd have to bring up that menu for everything, talking to people, going downstairs, opening doors. It's a little streamlined. It's not any easier or harder than the original version. It's pretty much the same exact game in terms of the system. But it's also, the graphics are a little better, and the music is remixed, so, there's that. Alright. So, I never was going to do this. As a matter of fact, people in the past have asked me, would you ever do a Dragon Quest playthrough? And I said no, because I didn't think people wanted to see it, generally speaking. Obviously, the people who were asking me wanted to see it, but I didn't think the general public of my subscribers wanted to see it, because I think that it's a lot of grinding, and they might not find that as interesting. And I'm going to try and just do my best to talk about different things while I am grinding, because this is a grind-heavy game, and hopefully that'll keep you interested, The red slime. But recently on VMX Show, I asked people, like, would you want to see a Dragon Quest playthrough? And I expected everybody to say, nah, I just reached level 3. I see hit points up by 2, magic up by 4, strength up by 2, guard up by 1, agility up by 2, and you got the heal spell, which can prolong how long I can grind before I have to go to the inn, but I don't have enough magic points for it right now, so I am actually going to go to the inn. So anyway, I asked people on VMX Show, what do you think? And only one person was saying, no, don't do it, which is what I expect everyone to say it. But I got a lot of people saying, yeah, I would love to see it. So, I picked the first game's the shortest one. It's, if I feel it's not going over well, then that'll be the only one I do. But this could possibly parlay into more Dragon Quest playthroughs. Like, I would love to do 2, and 3 and whatnot. Let me just check here. I forget whether the Copper Sword is 140 or 180 or like how much it was. It's 180. Okay, so I am about halfway there. I got 67 gold pieces. Ba, 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 ba. I'm actually going to take a little journey here. There's a cave that I can go into and get like a pretty meaningless item, but I'm going to go do it anyway. It's a slime. So that the episode that you're watching isn't all grinding. I will do like a little quest here. So you just come up this way. And there's this kind of like sandy area up here that you got to look for. It's a red slime. Yeah. Pretty much killing slimes and red slimes in one hit. I can probably handle Drackies at this point as well. Yep, there it is. Let me use the torch that I have. Okay. Lodo lit the torch. Now I can see around us. I don't even think there's any enemies in here. Just gonna... Bum 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 bum. You think those torches would light the place up, but you'd be wrong. The torch eventually goes out, so you gotta like kind of make this snappy too. Wait, I think you gotta search here, right? Or am I wrong? No, I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I've actually played this, the Game Boy version anyway. It's definitely the easiest dungeon in the whole game because there's no monsters in it. Go this way. You gotta do it quickly though or that torch will burn right out. Ah, here we are. Okay. Lodo read the stone tablet. My name is Lodo. To my descendant, to reach the demonic island that can be seen from Tantagel, 3 magic implements were needed. I used them to cross the sea and defeat the Lord of the Demons. I will entrust the 3 mystic items with 3 sages. Their descendants will guard them. When evil returns to that island, collect the items and fight it. The 3 sages are waiting. It is your duty to go, my progeny. So actually this is rather important for someone who's never played the game before because it gives you some direction. Because in the beginning, all they really tell you is, you know, you need to defeat the Draco Lord, and by the way, we would also really appreciate it if you could, you know, you got the princess as well, although that part's not necessary to beat the game. But this lets you know that your ancestor, Lodo, which is not a name but a title, but I always name my Dragon Quest characters Lodo though. But that is the actual name. It's not dependent on what name you choose or anything like that. But you need 3 items to get to the island where Charok Castle is, which is where you'll have the final showdown with Draco Lord. So you basically got to find 3 sages and get 3 items from them, and that's like the main goal of the game. One of the sages is actually in Tantagel Castle where I started. But you can't get to him without a key. Okay, red slime. It's a pretty short game, even if you grind a lot. What am I up to? 79. We're getting there. It's going to take a while. I may do some like grinding between videos. I may not. It's like I said, it's not that long of a game. It really depends on how things are going. Right now, my goal is to get the best equipment from Tantagel before even moving on to anywhere else. And that's really the best way to play any Dragon Quest game, is that you should grind up around the area until you have enough money to buy whatever the optimal equipment is in that area. And then you move on to the next, and you do the same thing. Some of the equipment in this can get really prohibitively expensive, which encourages a lot of grinding, which is good because you have to fight a lot to level up. In this, it doesn't happen quickly. I want to move a little further away. Well, once I use the sleep, once I learn the sleep spell, it becomes a lot faster because I can go and fight monsters that are much stronger than me, but use the sleep spell to put them to sleep, and then that makes them easier. And then when you're fighting much stronger enemies, you get more gold, more experience. It's funny, I haven't run into any Drackies or Magicians. Well, Magicians you have to kind of go a little further away from. I'm showing you where the second town is. Where that guy was claiming it's like really far away. It's not. Another red slime. Easy enough. As a kid, my uncle had this game, and I'd go to his house and just play. Oh, here's a ghost. It's called the Spooky in this version. Yeah. This might be kind of dangerous because I have a shitty weapon, but he's not that bad. That did it. There's one dead Spooky, although it was already dead. See? Look, there's the second town. Not a big deal. To go to the third town, I would have to cross a bridge, so that makes it dangerous. It's a red slime. Yeah, but I'm gonna try and talk as much as I can to keep it interesting. See, there's an example of a bridge. And below there, you'd fight like stronger enemies like wolves and scorpions. But once I get the sleep spell, no big deal. There's a Draki. Yeah. Come on. Alright, I just reached level 4, see? Hit points up by 7, magic up by 7, strength up by 1, guard up by 1, agility up by 2, and we learned Fireball. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use the the heal spell, rather. Let's see, that helps. I'll show you what's in the other direction. So if you were to go this way instead, there's a bridge there, and that leads to another area. So, of course, the monsters get stronger. A lot less slimes and red slimes, a lot more spookies, and sometimes even stronger monsters like magicians. Dead as shit. Okay. I'm up to 121. I'm actually gonna just a little bit go over here and see if I can handle it. I do have Fireball. That's just a Draki. Critical hit. He's dead. Not a big deal. 127. I need a 180 though, as a red slime. Yeah, the monster's really not all that different here, but you're more apt to run into stronger monsters. There's another red slime. But if you go too far to the east, you can run into things like skeletons that'll kill you really fast at this point of the game. Red slime. Critical. It's going at a good pace here, though, so I'm running into a lot of enemies. Cool. Let's see if you go down here. Well, one thing you can do is you could actually go back to the other area by going through that poison swamp. So you don't need to go over the bridge, you can go through the poison swamp instead, but poison swamp is quicker because it's like right to the direct east of the castle, but obviously it hurts you to go through it. The bridge takes longer. Second bridge I'm not going to go over right now. So Draki. Alright. How much is that? 155. We're getting very close. One of the sages is also right around this area, but you have to go through a stronger area to get to the other side of the mountains, so you know, there's that. There's another Draki. Not a big deal. 6 gold, alright. I'm gonna count it up. That's 161. So I don't have to check the sub screen too often. So that's another 4, so that's 165. And the goal is 180. I'm at like almost 50 minutes. I'm gonna stop after I get the better sword. Okay, so that's gonna be another 6, right? So that's 171. Don't do that. I was hitting the button too much. Come on. Here we go. Spooky. Oh, he actually hit me pretty hard there. I do have an herb if I get in trouble, though, so there's that. That did it. That's 8, so... Alright, I lost count. That's 179. Alright, I'm going to start heading back because I only need one more gold piece. And I'll certainly, at the very least, run into a slime along the way. There's a Spooky, that's even better. If he doesn't kill me, that is. I don't think he'll kill me. But there is a danger here. I'm down to 6 hit points. Whew. Alright. Oh, no, that's not the right way. I wonder I was running into another ghost. Whoop. What do we got? Spooky, I better run away at this point. Yeah, I only have 6 hit points. Alright, now I'm in a safer area, closer to the castle. See? A slime. See, you kind of like, once you play the game a lot, you kind of like know where the safe zones are and, you know, where you can skirt into danger and whatnot. And it helps you because you can skirt into danger. Actually, I need to go to the inn too. I forget how much that costs. I hope it's not more than 9. Let me actually check that now. Let's see what this, I think it's like 4. It's 3. But hold on, I want to show you because there is a little bit of a Easter egg, you know, getting crap past the radar. You talk to the chick that follows you around. Yeah, she says she'll tag along, and it seems like it's just a cute thing. This also works if you have the princess with you. You go to the inn. I hope you enjoy your stay with us. Oh, I will. Oh my. Good morning. You were up late. See, so that... Yeah, I wonder why. And let me go get that copper sword. That's the best weapon they sell here, and then of course I need better armor. But... Well, I just need the shield. So I'm gonna buy the copper sword, which will bring my attack from 11 to 21, so it's a big fucking deal. We're gonna equip that right away. And I want to sell him that bamboo stick. I think I'm only gonna get like 5 for it, though. You know, I just realized that whole time I don't think I equipped my armor. Let me do that right now. I don't think I ever did that. You know what I'm used to? You know, the NES version. They equipped it. Yeah, see, it wasn't equipped. The NES version, it gets equipped automatically. Because you don't sell things that it just automatically replaces what you have. And alright, so tomorrow we just gotta get up a paltry 90 gold pieces to get leather shield. It's not gonna take very long. We'll do that tomorrow. See you then.